How's it going, everyone? I'm honest. I'm so glad that you are here. Happy Tuesday. Hope yours is going well. So, did you guys happen to see that video of those kids and their parents cornering the senator from California, Dianne Feinstein, about the Green New Deal? She openly admits that the Green New Deal costs too much. They didn't like that. They kept repeating and saying that they want the Green New Deal. Why isn't it passed? We could take money away from the military. When she said, I believe she said, we it's too expensive or we don't have enough money to pay for it. A parent screamed out and said, yes, we do. And that's the problem with some people. When they don't understand, there are certain things that we just cannot do. We can argue about why or why not, but when we can't do something, you don't want to listen, you don't want to take it, you don't want to take no for an answer. These are the people that I call kids in my video, taking the reins back from the kids. I can't say what's going on with these kids. Some of them are pretty young, some of them are older, still probably from influence from the teachers and parents and MTV and all that crap. But they get into opinions. So, and that's cool. We all do. But certain people can't get out of that enough to realize that, something like this, the Green New Deal is just too expensive. They're brainwashing a lot of these kids and using these kids to either make you feel bad. Oh, they won't be harsh to these kids if they say it or whatever. But the reality of it is that people do not get about this country is we don't have an unlimited supply of money. We do not have an unlimited supply of resources, and we do not have an unlimited supply of space. When people ask me about, say, illegals coming in, you should be compassionate. We could take them in and blah, 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 blah. Imagine the United States as your house. You can have the biggest house. Picture it as big as you want, realistically. There's going to be a point that you take too many people in and you don't have any room. There's going to be a point that you're taking all these people in. Some of them might be helping out. Some of them, well, you're already in there. You're getting taken care of. It weighs you down. The United States, most of this world, I mean, you're talking about hundreds of years, thousands, however long, men growing and expanding, and I mean, there's a point that we're depleting everything, but nobody thinks about that. And now I shouldn't say nobody, but some of these people do not think about that. And you cannot be looking for yourself or your kids or even your neighbor when you're just cramming too many people in. It's kind of like if you're trying to hurry up and go on a road trip and you want to cram a whole bunch of, let's say, movies on a 500 gigabyte drive. You're not thinking about it. You're hurrying up. You're downloading all these movies. You don't even know how much space they're taking. You're just trying to do everything. Well, you can't cram that all in there. You're not going to be able to take it all with you. So you've got to start understanding that we've got to start helping not only our people around us here to help us, to help them, to help everybody. And honestly, if you help yourself and then you help around you, you're going to help the United States. Then we can actually start helping other countries where they need help and help them get to the point that they help their own. And everybody, realistically, it's never going to happen, but that's what should be happening. So anyways, but also to the remark about taking away money from the military that these kids kept saying in that video, I am all for bringing back the military at home. It's time that we bring them home. We are not here to be the world's police. You heard that time and time before. It's just, we are not here to take care of everybody. We need to take care of, like I said previously, our home. How can we have our military, not to send the military when I say this, but how can we have our military in the Middle East, policing the Middle East, when in Portland, Seattle, you have Antifa rioters and looters, and they're taking over police stations and beating up the mayor and making zones where nobody can go. And this is happening. We got to take care of our own, but yet we want to go to somebody else's backyard and take care of that. I'm not for that. But our military can be used for wicked. I agree, any military. It could be, it's whoever is at the top running the leash. I mean, as you get older, you come to find out it's everybody's opinion. When they report the news, half of it's opinion based anyways. But when you report the news, you show your opinion. There are some really good people, and it used to be back in the day, you didn't, it didn't seem like it as much. But you grow up and you realize there are always still going to be some biases. If somebody's ahead of something and they're gone with the flow on whatever, but all of a sudden that one thing really strikes them, I mean, it just can happen. I don't want to get caught up in giving scenarios because everybody's different, and there are people that are actually out there that will not give in on their bias. They will do their job straight up. Hats off to them. I'm trying to do the same. But we have to have a military better than any other country. It doesn't matter if you believe that we should give up the military, give up being the tough guy, give up this, give up everything that you're complaining or for is because of your freedom here in the United States that no other country has. We're losing it, but no other country has. Go somewhere in the Middle East and go talk about one of their leaders or military and see where it gets you. Go be in some of those places and be homosexual and see where that gets you. These are facts. It's nothing that I'm trying to be mean or rude. These are facts. And I'm all for bettering our United States. No matter how I feel about things, no matter how I feel about people. If you respect me, I respect you. Plain and simple. But the world is not perfect. And these countries not only hate us for our success, whether our success came good or bad, we're already here. That's what you need to understand. We're already here. It does not matter. If we got rid of our military, we're probably SOL and goodbye. Love you. See you later. Maybe not. we have to have a military, and we can't just have a military that's okay. We have a military, we have some numbers, we have some guns, we have some tank. We have to have, well, we want enough, more than enough, to scare them, to scare. And scaring tactics does work. People that try, oh no, you're just intimidating. Maybe to some, but a lot of these other countries ain't messing with us because they're scared to. It does work. Don't tell me you haven't tried the intimidation part in your life somehow or another with your kids. One, two, don't make me. You really don't want to spank them. You really don't want to ground them. You really don't want to do anything. Maybe that's just me. But one, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's a lot better than carrying on and being upset. So, intimidation factor is a big key. But two, we need to be on the cutting edge. Do you think that some of these places, no matter how kumbaya we all join in hands, do you really think that some of these countries are all of a sudden just going to flip the switch, give up the nukes, give up the tanks, give up the guns, give up the mortars, give up whatever, and just say, here, we want to join you. We hated you for so long, but you gave us up. Hey, we're not going to blow you up today, buddy. You're dreaming. And it's okay to dream. I dream. I'm dreaming, and making this show. And it's okay to live your dreams, but not when it's affecting 300 plus million people in the country. We have to have a big military. We have to have a big military, not only for the fear factor. We have to have military to be able to fight a couple wars. There are people that are in a chain gang together. Russia, China. And they're pretty big, pretty good militaries too. They put a lot of money in, and those two countries are not going to just give in because whatever you think, we dropped the guns, we are hugging everybody, we got rid of racism, we fixed climate change. It's just not going to work. So we can't take away money from the military. Now, you're going to have somebody that, break down figures and stuff like this, but there is misuse, spending it everywhere, and I can't control that. There is nothing perfect in this world. There's nobody perfect in any profession. There's always going to be a failure. Cops are good, but there's some bad. A lot of Christian pastors and priests are good, but there's bad. There's good actors, but there's bad actors. And I don't mean Hollywood. I'm just saying actors. You fill in the blank. It's just the way the world works. I really wish that some of us just didn't have these issues. And a lot of them seem pretty dumb. I think it's pretty freaking dumb to look at somebody and their skin color and not like them. Anyway, so COVID, Delta, the new variant. I've talked about it. Everybody's talking about it. I'm going to have to keep bringing it up because the more that I think about it, the more I look up, the more I research, and the more I hear. It's just my last video. I made an off the wall comment. What's in the shot, Joe? Or something to that effect. So you've been hearing about the Wuhan lab leaks. Excuse me. I have questions. And why are the Democrats not worried about this, but worried about giving us shots? Why are they ignoring this? A question was asked. Do they know something? And I'm wondering if they do. Now, in this article that I read, it was listing off things like they genetically were modifying the coronavirus. Now, I heard about them messing around with the coronavirus and stuff, but why why are they genetically modifying this? Now, I know I heard people saying, well, just so we can get ahead of the game, it's mutating and stuff like that, but it seems like a lot of stuff is coming from over there. And are they all lab leaks? I don't know. The influenza or bird flu, I don't know. That's another question. Why does it seem a lot here lately like these big things are coming from over there? Um, Also, they put out bids for upgrades on air safety and waste treatment systems. And in September of 2019, multiple scientists came from that lab came down severely ill. September the 12th, they pulled their viral sequence database off their website. There's so many questions about the whole dang thing. And, you know, I, I don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm honest. I was flipping through. I try to keep up on as much of everybody's angle. And I was flipping through the channel, and on this news station, somebody, a popular host, said, anchor, whatever you want to call them, said something to the effect of what I said kind of yesterday when I was talking about car accidents. But the way he said it was a little bit better and better writers. I'm just the writer. um, we are not concerned about all the deaths in car accidents as American society because the benefit outweighs that. We don't care. But these liberals that are calling for all these mask mandates, all this stuff, they could on the freeways make the speed limit lower. I personally wouldn't want that, but they could make it lower. They could add all these safety measures. They could make it harsher for texting and driving, drinking and driving. There are some really bad cases on that. They could bubble wrap the cars. They could do lots of things. And it's not just cars or car accidents. It's many things. But they are choosing the COVID. You can go around with less protection and have extra curriculum activities with multiple people, not have to go get checked. And that affects other people. When they say that they're doing all this because it doesn't just affect your body, it affects other people. There is so many things, stuff I wouldn't want you to touch, stuff that maybe you should. But I'm a conservative, but I got some libertarian views, and I really just think that the government on a lot of things. I mean, we know the risk. We know the risk when we light up a cigarette. We know the risk of kidney failure when we drink. You know the risk when we're doing meth or crack that people do. I don't do that. But we know the risk of a lot of things. Heck, just going outside nowadays give you cancer. Cell phones. I've read articles where people come up with ideas that, cell phones give you cancer. I mean, we know the risk. We do it anyway. That is our choice, whether we're just stupid doing it or not. And I believe that, but it still begs to be asked, why are they so obsessed with this? And not worried about other things. And it is so convenient that we're starting to bring all these back out, all these masks, booster shots, all this convenient when Joe Biden's numbers continue to fall. There is just a lot of convenient things that keep adding up and adding up and adding up, whether it's from 2018's midterms or 2020, January 6th, COVID. I mean, okay, we take everything for as is. Why were you guys so hesitant? You guys are going to say, well, Donald Trump, forget Donald Trump. Why were you guys so hesitant at the very beginning? Nancy Pelosi was standing in Chinatown saying, come on out, don't wear your mask, come on out. Fauci's emails showed that masks were just a theater thing for you guys. I mean, come on. There is just so many questions and nobody's giving real answers. And I like to know why. You know, have you seen the video of in Texas where they detained like hundreds of illegals under bridges, and there's been reports of them having they bring other stuff too. They're not as vaccinated as we are. Some of these countries they don't have those, or they don't have as much, or they don't have as many mandates. And they bring stuff in all the time. But we're not worried about them, right? We're just supposed to let them come in, not question anything. But what about COVID? Does that just magically stop with them, even though we know that they are bringing it in? And then when you add on the fact that they are paying people to take the COVID vaccine. If COVID is as bad as you claim, and if the vaccine is as good as you claim, it sells itself. I don't remember anybody offering to pay my parents or me when I was younger to take any of those vaccine shots for school or anything else. I don't know. Hey, comment. Let me know if you've ever been paid or offered to be paid to take the COVID shot. If it works, you wouldn't need to pay people. And we're such in a debt that we should be spending that money on other things. I mean, California, got a big homeless crisis going on. Where's your caring heart? Take that money, invest it in those people to get a place to live and a job. I mean, that seems like the right thing to do. I don't know. Also, saw today, January 6th hearing, they're wanting to subpoena Trump. I'd like to know your guys' opinion on that. I have a few opinions on that, but it's just mostly it's for you guys. When are you guys, some of you are seeing, but when are you guys going to notice they're coming for you? It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. Worried about subpoenas, bringing in Trump. He's not even the president no more to you guys. But what about the third officer that mysteriously committed suicide and they don't know why? An officer, third officer, that was there at the January 6th, whatever you want to call it. We're so worried about that. We're so worried about Trump. We're so worried about President Trump because maybe, just maybe, you're afraid. You're afraid of the movement he brings. You can't be afraid of one person. I think you're afraid of the movement. You know, instead of worrying about Trump, we should be worrying about governing our laws, our states, our country. And if you were really honest, and not biased, if you were really honest, you would check, because we already know why January 6th happened. You would check in to the cause. You wouldn't get in the way. You wouldn't dispute. You would get honest people and figure out what happened November 20th and give those people a chance. But as I said before, you wanted to use that to cut them down, stop them, shut them up real quick, chop them up, get them out. Bye-bye. It's Trump supporter. See ya. Trump supporter, shut up. Trump supporter, sit down. You don't have a right to speak. This ain't your country. This ain't your land. Whatever. We should be worrying about our laws and what's good for the American people. We should be worrying about what happened with the election. If you're not going to worry about it, at least worry about election integrity. Because, I mean, it's going to keep happening. I mean, there's going to be a point that the whipping dogs of the conservative party ain't going to get whipped no more. And it's going to come out. January 6th was one time. And it's going to happen again. Should be worrying about election integrity. But out of all else, Ashley Babbitt. Please don't forget about Ashley Babbitt. As far as I know, nothing. If she was a liberal woman or a person of minority and liberal, because if they were Republican or conservative, it would still be the same as today. It would be different. But here we have a police officer questioning police officer saw one woman who was in the military. You can say all the stuff that you want, but there is tons of videos out there showing them, come on in, come on in, come on in. People were excited. People were angry. I've been angry. That doesn't mean that I was looking to do or did anything wrong. If I was angry and I drove to McDonald's and McDonald's said, come on in, get a free cheeseburger, and they were honestly getting a free cheeseburger, well, hey. I mean, you could just still do stuff that doesn't change anything. So saying all this white rage is what made it happen. And no, and you could be angry and still not do stupid things. And I think the conservative party is a good example of that. We have bad people. So we have bad people in every profession and we have bad people in ours, but collectively, we have a problem of letting things go too easily, honestly. So remember Ashley Babbitt and stand up. Don't let them shut you down. If you liked what I had to say here today, or maybe you didn't, leave a comment. Tell me what I did good or what I did bad. Give me some feedback. Help me grow. Appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and shared. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. God bless.